Hello, 88.9 The Bridge. My name is Gill, and I do a show with Evan and Azad called Power Predictions.
Azad here. Our show is a sports show, and we talk everything sports.
Expect updates on fantasy, games, and players every week.
If you are in the car listening to 88.9 The Bridge, expect to hear us on Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
And if you are watching our show on our YouTube channel, you'll get an awesome video every Friday
on the latest and greatest sports news.
Thanks for joining us on Power Predictions, and hope you enjoy this episode.
It is 12:37. I'm your host, Dylan Shoeb on 88.9 The Bridge, sitting here with Gill in the live room, and we also got Chris in the solo room. We're going to give you a little fantasy football preview of what start of the week you should have in each position, all the way through to kicker. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Defense.
And you know, we're missing Noah today, right? So Chris steps up. He's the man for doing this. Thank you for joining us, Chris.
Of course, I'm excited to be here.
We're super psyched to have you. Let's just start with quarterback then, right? Josh Allen has the biggest week out of all the quarterbacks, scoring almost 30 points, 29.46. He just didn't look pretty out there, though, right? It's a really close game against a bad team.
The Bills actually had a pretty rough start to their game.
Yep.
I didn't watch it, but I just heard that, later into the game, they sort of came back a little bit. And who are they playing?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Wow,
and that's just kind of a horrendous team there.
So rough.
Yeah, just every once in a while, Josh Allen seems to have those weeks where he doesn't do what Josh Allen's known for doing.
He shows up in fantasy, though, right? 30 points.
Yes, he does, which is still very good.
Yep, definitely.
Doesn't tell the whole story, though.
Exactly.
Definitely. Do you have any other quarterbacks to talk about, Chris, or should we move on to the
I think,
Chris's
obviously, Aaron Rodgers is now out, so if you're looking for somebody, last week, Jimmy G had a spectacular performance. I think that's where you could start him. There's a lot, and also Justin Fields. You could take one of these two. They're a little bit high risk, high reward. They could absolutely do nothing like that.
Maybe high risk, medium reward if.
Yeah. Justin Fields just had what do you have?
He had 26.3 points, and
really?
Jimmy G was at 27.2.
Yeah,
exactly. That was higher than a lot of our main quarterbacks, like Patrick Mahomes has been throwing picks, so those might be good.
But if I was going to say a guy that you should start, looking at all these guys last week, I think Boston Scott has some potential. I think Gainwell hasn't really shown that he's like their guy while Miles Sanders is out. But obviously Najee Harris, Boston Scott, I think those are great guys to look for this week 9.
And I'm going to swing it to Chris after this, but my start of this week will be Boston Scott. I mean, they look at him a lot in the offense. They use him in the red zone. We see that's always great for running backs. Red zone gets them a lot of points, and Boston Scott, they use him a lot when it comes to the red zone. That's going to be my start for the week. Chris, who do you got?
So, as we know, Saquon is out with COVID, so I got Devontae Booker. He's been filling in for Saquon the past couple of weeks, and I think you will easily be able to pick him off the waivers or just add him right now.
12.5 points last week. In PPR.
Not bad. Mind, he didn't have any touchdowns as well. That is without any touchdowns, so I believe he will be a good rusher this week. If he got that touchdown, 18 points, he was very close to having a very good week, and I'd say 12 is pretty solid if you want to put him at the flex position, picking him off the waivers.
Definitely. Let's move on to the wide receiver now. Dylan, who is your start for this week?
Ooh, probably Michael Pittman. I know he's at the top for week 8. I'm not just saying that because he's at the top, but I think you should start him because he's going to play, first of all, the Jets. The Jets' defense is horrendous. I mean, okay, sure, Mike White made the Jets look interesting, but let me tell you, that defense isn't interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I think Michael Pittman can really show out against this Jets defense. That's probably my pick and start of the week.
Chris, who do you got?
I think this week I'm going to take... I think I go with Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow's only option, possibly Rookie of the Year. And I think the amount of yards he gets and some of the touchdowns he's been getting, I think that'll be great for your team.
And he is that long ball guy over there in Cincinnati. Now let's go to the tight end position. We're not seeing any of the big names.
A lot of low names, yeah. We got Pat Freiermuth for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brevin Jordan, never heard of that dude, on Houston.
Yeah.
Put up 10 points last week.
Jesse James.
And then you got TJ Hawk and a bunch of nobodies below that. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like...
And your man Mike Gesicki at 11.
Mike Gesicki, love that guy. But I think right here in tight end's been really hard this year. The good guys haven't been playing up to their caliber.
Yeah. I'd say Darren Waller because, first of all, Henry Ruggs is out. That's going to boost his target share and probably receptions. So I say definitely Darren Waller. I mean, But still, it's kind of just a funny start of the week because if you have Darren Waller, you're not going to really sit him unless you're running some double tight end on your team. But yeah, it's definitely going to be Darren Waller if you have him, and I think that's really the move here. The Giants' defense isn't crazy, and it only helps that he's going to be one of the only great receivers on this Raiders team.
Definitely. And I'm just going to go with Kyle Pitts for that same reason. Calvin Ridley's out.
Yeah, definitely.
When we see a wide receiver out, tight ends get a lot of production. Chris, have anyone to add on this list?
I think Mark Andrews is a good option for Lamar, and he's only got really 2 options, and Mark Andrews can have a big week.
Definitely. He's always a safe option, too. And there you go. That was all of our picks for next week, Week 9 in the NFL. Thank you for joining us once again on Power Predictions, and hope to see you next time on 88.9 The Bridge.